You may have heard about the Adams Friendship School District referendum that will be on the ballot April 4th. Local voters like you will determine whether or not to approve a tax increase to help educate area students. This is an operational referendum that will allow our schools to maintain what they currently provide students, including current elementary and middle school class sizes, existing career and technical education programs such as welding and agriculture, co-curricular experiences such as sports, clubs, and the arts, technology equipment, mental health support services, and operational costs associated with all school buildings, such as heat and electricity. Why is the referendum needed now? The simple answer is the district will not have enough money to pay its bills next school year. This is not the result of overspending. It is due to an outdated state funding model. We won't try to fully explain the school funding formula. It's very complicated. Let's just say schools are funded by state revenue, state aid, and local property taxes. 30 years ago, the state placed revenue caps, or spending limits, on schools. This impacts how much money the schools receive. All school districts lose under this funding model, but some lose more than others, including Adams Friendship. Additional issues impacting the AF school district's budget are declining student enrollment. This actually affects more than AF schools. 3/4 of the schools in Wisconsin have experienced enrollment declines. AF has a higher number of low-income and special education students than the average school district in our state, and a higher average than neighboring districts. These students need more school services, but the state only funds 1/3 of the increased costs. AF school district also has a much larger service area in square miles than most schools in the state. AF serves students in a 482 square mile area compared to 147 miles for the average state school district. This costs AF over $1 million each year in bus transportation. The district does not qualify for sparsity aid to help fund this expense. So how do schools like AF keep operating when they face budget shortfalls? Many are turning to you, their community, for help. In the past 12 months alone, 143 schools in Wisconsin have asked local residents to support an operational referendum. Has AF tried to make spending cuts? Yes. Since 2008, the school district has cut spending by reducing staff nearly 30%, including administrators, teachers, and support staff. They have also closed 4 schools, contracted for services, and more. But these cuts were not enough, so the district sought an operational referendum in 2018, which AF voters approved. Since then, property owners within the AF school district have been paying a tax increase to help educate area children, but this additional tax ended with their 2022 property tax bill. That's why starting next school year, the AF school district will not have enough money to make ends meet. They need to pass a new referendum to maintain the current level of services they provide to students. Businesses have to cut expenses to make ends meet, so why doesn't the school district make further cuts? Well, first, we can't compare schools to businesses. A business can raise prices to pay for increased costs. Schools are held to spending limits or revenue caps that are set by the state. 30 years ago, school boards were able to make their own decisions about tax mill rates to adjust for increased costs. Today, they can only raise spending limits if local voters approve a referendum. Second, AF does not have excessive services to cut. AF has a student-to-staff ratio that is appropriate based on the needs of its students. The schools provide classes and services that are similar to neighboring schools. Most of AF's budget, 67%, is spent on wages and benefits, not fringe benefits like bonuses. These are benefits such as insurance and matching contributions to retirement funds. Speaking of wages, AF's administration, teachers, and support staff are paid similar to staff at neighboring school districts. With baby boomers retiring and fewer people choosing careers in education, there's a severe shortage of school staff. AF's wages need to remain competitive with other districts to retain and attract staff to our area. So how much will this cost taxpayers? Again, this can be confusing. The state sets the mill rate for the school-specific portion of your property taxes. If the referendum passes, you would pay an additional estimated $125 in school-specific taxes in 2023 if your property is assessed at $100,000. So if you paid $533 in school taxes in 2022, you would pay $658 in 2023. This increase is equal to 35 cents per day, and it is still $102 less than you would have paid on the same property in 2021. Keep in mind, mill rates fluctuate each year. If the referendum passes, the amount you pay in taxes over the next 4 years could slightly increase or decrease, but you would still be paying less per year in school-specific property taxes than you did in 2021. I work hard for my money, so what's in it for me as a taxpayer, especially if I don't have kids? An investment in our schools is an investment in our community. We need strong schools to maintain and further grow our local economy. If our schools are weakened, we will not be competitive with neighboring communities. Families may choose to move for better opportunities for their children. This will have an impact on all of us. Businesses would have less customers, and it would be harder for them to hire employees. Property values could decrease. It is also unlikely that new businesses and residents would move to our area. And as a result, we may all experience rising costs and fewer services at businesses, a decline of local events, community organizations, and churches as people move away, lost friends, neighbors, family, and a lost sense of community. Our schools are a cornerstone of the community, so please take time to learn more about this important referendum and its impact on our children and the communities in the Adams Friendship area.